Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Krisan, and today we're gonna be doing a very interesting video that was suggested to me to do. I've also had a lot of comments asking to do this before, but ta-da! I'm doing it now. So this is my Korean entertainment audition story. Specifically, this is my ShowBT audition story. If you guys are new to my channel, hi, I'm Krisan. I do a lot of these reaction videos, beauty videos, art videos, videos like this, and even K-pop and K-culture videos, so you guys can subscribe down below or click some of the videos up here. Today's topic is very interesting because actually a lot of people have been asking me about this, especially because they're very curious to audition themselves. So I'm gonna try to keep this as short as possible. I'm gonna be giving tips and such in another video. This is just more my personal story because every trainee's audition story is very different. I used to be a trainee under ShowBT Entertainment, which is currently housing SB19. So I'm sure you've seen some of their stuff. I reacted to their stuff. I'll put the socials of their stuff down below. You guys can check it out. So I trained with them. Apart from them, I also trained with Yara, who is they're now a cover group, but I trained together with some of the girls there, and also some of the members of PHP, one of the newer P-pop groups now here. I used to be a trainee, but now I am a content creator under Showbt Entertainment once again. Let us start. So first question, how did I know about the audition? So I was in Cebu at the time, and the interesting part about this was I was recommended to audition for this company by a friend, but he also showed me the post that they were having open auditions, and I decided, why not? Why not audition? I've always wanted to audition for Korean entertainments, and this was one of them. And I kind of took a leap of faith on this one. Second question, how did I apply for the audition? So usually when you apply for auditions, it's very similar, especially if it's online. Usually it's online. Download the sheet, an application form, and then you fill it out, you send your pictures, and you also send your resume. This time they asked us for a resume because during that time they were looking for people to fill in their group called Nara at the time. So I will show a picture of that here when we were quite a lot at the time. I passed the form and they told me I passed the first screening. So hooray, I passed the first screening, but unfortunately I wasn't able to make the second screening because they wanted me to be in Manila, but I was at Cebu at the time, so go figures, I couldn't audition the second time. So I think a couple of weeks passed because I asked them if I could audition 2 weeks later on, but of course you cannot control that, so they said no, sorry, you have to try again. So how did I actually audition for the company? So they opened the auditions again, and this time I didn't apply online. I didn't send them an email with my sheet. The funny thing was, one of my friends who was already a trainee there, he invited me to go with him to the company it was a different building, so I had to go up. Then I was supposed to audition in front of the CEO at the time. The office was very different from what it looked like when I was a trainee already. I was there, but the CEO wasn't present, so my friend was like, oh, well, let's just try it again next time. So I decided, I'm not really sure about this. I'm not sure if I want to go through this, but friend again told me, hey, we have training on this day. Why don't you come? You can audition directly there, just come. I wasn't sure about it. Honestly, I was just like kind of thinking twice about it. And then I had another friend who was a trainee, who was starting to train. Actually, he was new at the time. His name is Yukito. He's part of PHP. I don't know if he remembers the story, but I pretty much remember it. He was new there, and I messaged him about it. I was like, hey, are you training with this company? And he was like, oh yeah, I am. So how is it? I asked him. He's like, basta pumunta ka and magkasama naman tayo dito. And he named other people who were trainees there as well. And I was like, oh, sige. So when I went to the studio, I was very, very shy because half of the people there I knew. already. Half of the people who were trainees, I already knew them. Half of them, I didn't know them, but I would see them around. So I was really shy. For my actual audition, I went to the studio where all the trainees were. I auditioned on the spot in front of the Korean trainer. I don't remember if the CEO was there at the time, but he would visit a lot. She asked me to sing a song in front of the other trainees as well. I freak out in auditions. I am terrible at auditions. I don't even remember the song anymore, but anyway, I sang 2 songs. So I sang a pop song and I sang a musical song, which was I'm Not That Girl by Wicked. I've heard it said that people come into our lives for... After that, she was like, okay, and I saw your resume, like you can dance. And of course, a lot of the people there I knew already and they told her, yeah, she's a dancer. So and that's how I got in that audition. Okay? Yeah, talking about it, it's like, wow. So how did you become a trainee? Right, I said like I auditioned and I got in. So I'm a trainee, but I am technically not an official trainee yet. I am a trainee under probation. It was the evaluation period. So I trained with the other trainees, I think thrice a week since I was new. Me and Yukito at the time, we were the newest ones and we were always paired for our dances. As part of the narrative, we would have performances. Every performance, we were evaluated. It's like we would prepare for a performance and then we would be evaluated then. That was from September to December, if I remember correctly. On December, at like the last week of December, we had to do ShowBT night, which was what it was called at the time, and that was our final evaluation. The evaluation that the Korean CEO would be flying in and they would be judging and seeing if we were going to go on to the next level, which was being an official trainee. That is the process of how I became a trainee. So after the final evaluation, next comes the final interview. So the final interview, we went to the office, we were scheduled. We had to be talking to one of the staff members and we would talk to the CEO, and that was our final interviews. During the final interview, we had to talk about our goals, like what we want to do, what we want to achieve. Also, they would give back their comments to us on what was happening or what they saw from us, what our growth was, what they're planning and stuff like that. I don't remember the conversation per se, but I do remember sitting there in the office talking to the CEO. From then on, they will decide whether to offer you a contract or not. One of the funny things that I experienced during that final interview, I don't know if the other trainees experienced this, but what the CEO did was he held a CD up to my face. I know, you hear it a lot, you know, media and stuff, like, but he put up a CD to our face to measure it, to see if it was small. They really like small heads, small faces, because it looks better on screen as well, and the proportion as well with the body. It was a very chill interview, and I think it was like a week or 2 weeks after that, we were offered our trainee contract. We went to the new office and we were given a contract by our trainer. We can review the contract. So I took my contract, I reviewed it very, very well. I also had my dad go through it just, you know, to be sure. After that, like whatever points we had to discuss or whatever questions we had, because, you know, I'm very careful. Like if you sign a contract, you're signing a contract to that company. So you have to be very careful. I really read through that contract. So I read through it and I had some questions. So I asked the trainer about it, and she discussed it with me and I discussed it with the CEO as well. And from then on, you're going to decide whether you will sign the trainee contract or not. Of course, I signed the contract, and that's when trainee life officially starts. So what happens is you audition and then you get put into a trainee pool, which is like the evaluation period, and then that is your audition. Like your audition to become an actual trainee when there's a contract and everything. Some people may be questioning, like, why are they doing that? Don't you audition and you get in right away? It's a testing phase. They'll always test you, so that's your testing phase, 2 or 3 months, to see which trainees or which of the individuals has the most potential or who they want the most will pass on to becoming an official full-time trainee with them. There's this one trainee from Big Hit who that happened. He auditioned, then he was trying it out for a couple of months, and then that's when the company will decide if they will drop him or if they will sign him. So that's kind of what happened. Wow, I haven't kwento, but that is my audition story. Yeah. So audition stories are very varied and it depends from person to person. So like my story, like I auditioned, I passed, but I didn't make second screening, and then I still was able to get into the company by some means, like by a friend inviting me randomly, and that is my story. I had another friend who got through that, SP19 Justin, that was his story. He was invited by another member, Josh, to audition for the company, and we saw him audition for the company. We were there during the time when he did the dance class and stuff. Yeah, sometimes guys, it's also based on luck, unfortunately. Sometimes you do have to have a degree of luck in there, but most of the time it is definitely hard work. So that is my story time for today. If you guys have any questions, you guys can comment it down below, because I would really love to know what Korean entertainments you guys are interested in applying to. Also, if you guys have any experiences yourself of what your experience was, do comment it down below. Also, if you have any questions about auditioning, please do leave a comment, because I may do a video in the future compiling all the questions I get. Who knows? I don't know if people are gonna be watching this, but like me looking back on, wow, I did that. That was such a long time ago, but like, wow, I did that. And it's a really good way of like keeping this memory in this video and sharing it with people who might have a similar experience or who, you know, want to know more about the process. So anyway, if you guys are auditioning, I wish you guys the best of luck, and I hope you guys enjoyed my video. And yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell notification for updates, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!